Yo, what's up, Chaos TV family? What's up, Chaos TV Network? It's Chaos TV here. Chaos Hero. Back to the map where we chill, man. Again, it's been a while, you guys. Hey, hello. What's up? I'm sorry I left you guys in for so long. If you can hear, I have come down with a little bit of a cold. The bug, or aka the flu or the cold, whatever you want to call it, has came through the west end of America kind of fast. All my friends and people I know have gotten sick and have already gotten the bug. I'm just getting over mine a little bit. I will be coming back with deck profiles, as you can see from the background. Sorry about the new space. I'm trying to get my new desk so I can put it in my room. That way I have an easier way to set this camera. I got also a new tripod stand for my phone so that way you can see the tour reviews. But today, we're going to get into something that's really important. Titans Return Soundwave. Now, I've been looking at this figure for a while, and it looks dope, it looks crazy, it's great. It's amazing. The transformation is complex, but at the same time simplistic. Sorry about my voice again. So, here we go. And from what I'm looking at now, it comes with basically essential accessories, Titan Monster, and everything else. And I'm just excited because it's freaking Soundwave, dude. But each Titan's Return comes with a collector's card, which you can put in the sleeve, which has his tech specs on it and everything. Basically, you can see power, strength, speed, intelligence, and firepower. The blue parts are Soundwave, Soundwave's Titan Master, Sound Blast, and the body itself is basically the red part. Yeah, that's it for trading cards. I collect them because, I'm a big fan of Transformers, and I also heard that Hasbro is coming out with TCG. I follow another toy reviewer, THEW, Awesome Toys Reviews, and I noticed that he's doing a playthrough of the TCGs. And big shout out to Thew, big fan of yours. If you need help, like I said, I'm one of the TCG experts. I play tons of TCGs. I'll at your boy. I can help you out. I'll find some rulings, look at some stuff. I'll even try to find a structure deck myself to help you out. Just want to throw that out. If you can check out, I have tons of these trading cards so far that I've collected over the times, and we'll be doing a review on this guy pretty soon. I just gotta figure out what time to do that. But let's get back into the tour review. This is one big dude right here. The feet are ginormous. He's pretty tall. He has tons of articulation. The knees do this like silent ratcheting joint, as you can clearly see. The thighs do a swivel. Legs can, like I said, arms can go up, but that's due to transformation. Arms, wrist swivel. No wrist swivel, but it does bend in, but that's only due to transformation. No finger articulation. Shoulders go 360 degrees. And as you can hear, it's a silent ratcheting joint with the legs, so it gets a decent, perfect split for some awesome posing if you want to. Head is on a 360 degree swivel. If you don't mind the giant, I forgot what that thing is. I want to say fusion cannon, but it's not a fusion cannon. My bad. But he basically is a repaint and a retold of Blastor, which I don't like the version of Blastor. I like the Fall Cybertron Blastor over the Fall Cybertron Soundwave. And it's kind of the reverse thing with Titans Return. I like the Titans Return Soundwave over the Titans Return Blastor, which is kind of weird, which I should be doing a review on him as well, but he didn't come with the trading card, unfortunately. As far as anything else, look at the back. He does have some ports on it. You can take this handlebar part and lift it up, but it would look more like Blastor than Soundwave, which would be very unhelpful to him. No waist swivel at all. Other than that, he's just a big, clunky, giant radio robot. Stands with the best of them and does everything. Also, hashtag gimmick. Bam. Comes with a tape deck where you can sit the Titan Master in, or you can buy the tape deck masters, which is Ravage, Laserbeak in them, which are sold separately from this figure. And they're not that expensive. I wouldn't say they're not that expensive. and you can basically slide them in and just pop them in there and close it up. Other than that, let's get into what he transforms into. I will be doing transformation on screen, so just to give y'all a heads up, and I will be doing size comparisons. So let's get to the size comparisons, Sarah, shall we? So here he is with one of his fellow Decepticons, a deluxe class Trigger Happy, which is one of my favorite Transformers and one of the most awesome Transformers I've ever owned as a figure outside of the Titan's Return next to Soundwave and Lord Megatron, as they call him. Soundwave, I would say, is in a leader class or a Titan class. Actually, Titan class is more a Metroplex. So yeah, it's a leader class, which is kind of discomforting because even though he is the second hand of Megatron, or the right hand of Megatron, he's a little bit tall. And if and when I do the tour review of Megatron, you'll be able to see that when I do a review on Megatron with the size comparison. He kind of dwarfs. Excuse me. He kind of dwarfs Megatron. And unfortunately, like, he's really egregiously tall. Like, my hands are massive. And this guy is, like, straight up dwarfed by this dude. He's, like, massive for his size. And for another size comparison, I actually got a leader class size figure because I don't have leader class Optimus Prime. My brother Troy does. And I couldn't get it from him because he's currently busy too. So here he is with leader class Power to Prime's Rodimus Prime, which I will be doing a review on this figure as well because I need to start picking up on Power to Prime stuff. I'm not really eager to do Power to Primes. I recently got back into Transformers because of the classic stuff and Titan's Return. Outside of that, I really feel like I'm not going to be pushing for Powers and Primes at all. I mean, if y'all want to, I would be glad to. Hopefully I will be getting enough collection to where I have to give away some stuff because that's what I have been doing recently. I will be doing giveaways on this channel. But on the other side of that, this guy is like basically neck to neck outside of the shoulders, like the same height. So he's a pretty good figure. He's a pretty huge figure. So, I mean, like, it'd be pretty fun to have a figure such as this. And it would be pretty awesome. But let's get into what he transforms into, and let's get into his transformation. Now, for transformation, he comes in the box just like this, and this is the reason why I do it like this. Because most toy reviewers just do it from alt mode to robot mode, which is pretty cool. Just a second, please. Which is cool, but to me it doesn't make sense, and I feel that's uncomfortable. So let's get down to it. First off, we take away the little hand rifle he has, which is his iconic hand rifle, which is basically the same thing as Blastors. Which is very reminiscent of Megatron's used-to-be pistol mode. Put that to the side. Take off this... I gotta remember what his thing is. I would do horrible at Transformers trivia. I think his shoulder cannon? And put that to the side. It's removable. Now, take the Titan Master off. Like I said, remember guys, all Titan Masters have removable heads. If it's not from Titan's Return, don't take the head off. And grab the tape deck. Put that to the side. And let's take a look at the Titan Master Sound Blast. Alright. And there you go. There he is. Look at that detailing. It's pretty dope. Looks exactly like Soundwave. I'm going to put him to the side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this back piece right here behind the head, lift this up, as you can see, and the head right here, the helmet will go in here, nice and safely, as you can see. And we won't worry about that. Close this up because we need that closed. Bring this up because we will need that later. And take the first arm and tab it. Hold on. Oh, that's tab. Take the first arm, lift it up, and just leave it there. That's all you gotta do. Turn the wrist to where this little tab right here is pointing downwards. take the fist and close it in. And the other arm, first verse, same as the first. Now, we're done with that. Now, let's go to the legs. First, we take the legs, and the back panels will open from these tabs right here and here. Open this up. This part is for his base mode, but I don't feel like going for his base mode because we don't have that much time. Slide the legs and feet in. And take the first leg and untab it where this joint is, this hinge joint, and bring it down. And tab it in there. Also lift the front skirts up so they won't get in the way of things, because that will be a reoccurring problem. So plop that dude right there. And then what you do with the first leg is you rotate the first leg like so, to where this back part is facing towards you, because this is where the butt is. And the tab, my apologies. Recorrection on the first arm, turn it this way. My apologies. I was thinking about doing base mode when I did that. I've been practicing this manual for like 3 weeks now. Should have known. But you take this first part and you make sure it tabs. Ooh, dropped it. Make sure it tabs into this little slot right here. So you click that tab in. Now it doesn't have to click in there, but it does have to work. So there you see it. It's tabbed in there. It's clicked in there. So what we do is we grab this. Now the radio mode is quite difficult. So you take these two tabs right here that tab into the shoulder and the wrist, and you click them on there. It may be difficult at first, which it is. It's a pain in the butt, actually. And there you go. That's the first half of the radio. Second verse, same as the first. Just different. Close the toe, like I said, and take the tabbed end with the joint, lift up, and then tab in like so. And you take this end and bring it back down. Rotate and bring it up and tab it in if you can. It may seem a little crooked at first, but it works. Like I said, you don't have to force a lot of stuff in, and as you can see, there's a little bit of wear and tear damage right there due to me tabbing it in. If the camera can focus, yeah, right there. So it will happen from time to time. You just gotta be careful with it, guys. You know, this is plastic, not metal, unfortunately. This ain't the 80s, no. This ain't the 90s no more. They don't make them like they used to. Sometimes this hinge joint for the base mode does get in the way of this little tab right here. So you gotta kind of tab it in there. And it can be a pain in the butt. And most likely you probably will break it if you're not careful. But it tabs right into this hole where the tab is, as you can clearly see. But the ramp has this habit of moving, and sometimes you will have to remove it. But just hopefully slowly tab it in there, and hopefully you get everything in there. Make sure this part is stable, and just tab the rest of the stuff in there. Oof. Oh boy. There we go. And hope you heard that tab in. And oof. Got make sure that's tabbed in as well. Oh, that's what's wrong with it. figured. There we go. And hopefully that should work. I don't know what's so uneven. It looks uneven too. Alright, make sure everything's all confound in there. Make sure it's solid, and there you have it. Here's alt mode, which is a radio. Let me lower the camera down a little bit for you. So here he is in his alt mode. And let's do some size comparison, shall we? Here he is with Titan's Return, Megatron, which is strangely a leader class, I think, a Voyager class, I don't know. But as you can already see, he can dwarf Megatron by a huge margin, which honestly, in concept, it should not happen, but it is. As far as anything else, his accessories come. Like I said, you still have his Titan Master. You can put his Titan Master into this little port right here, and he doesn't click in, but he sits in there. And you can open the tape deck and slide the tape deck in there and put it there. For the cannon and the gun, they act as little battery packs or ports or something. The gun acts as an antenna, which you can slide right there into this little tab in this little hole right here. And the battery pack, where you see this little hole is, just tab it right in there. It should tab there, and it acts like a little battery. It has an active USB port, a radio jack, and a power button, which is so cool, which is trying to make it reminiscent of an actual radio. It really, the color and paint and sculpting on this figure is amazing. Excuse me. And it's really worth the price that it's for. It's on Amazon. You can order it for like $70 or $60. If you can't afford that, you can afford his repainted counterpart, which is his rival, Blastor, for like $50, which would be $20 less. The back of it, it's not that much kibble, so it's very reminiscent of a radio, which is pretty cool. And you can literally carry it around like an actual boombox, which is pretty cool. One of my coworkers walked around at my job with it, and people thought it was an actual radio, which was pretty dope. I really think this is an awesome figure, and if you're looking for a retold or a classics version of Soundwave, this is the perfect figure for you. If you're tired of Soundwave looking like a car, then yeah, like I said again, this is the perfect figure for you. This has been my review on the Titan's Return Soundwave, and this has been your boy Chaos Leader, Chaos Hero himself, and I'm jumping out to Chaos to show you what's good out there. It's been a while, and thank you for being so patient with me. Peace.